The scene opens in Cardiff, Wales, on March 31, 2018, where the air crackles with anticipation inside the Principality Stadium. Over 78,000 fans pack the arena, their roars echoing through the night as two undefeated heavyweight champions prepare to collide. Anthony Joshua, England's pride, stands at 6-6 with a perfect record of 20-0, all by knockout, holding the IBF and WBA titles. Across the ring, Joseph Parker, the Samoan-born New Zealander, carries a 24-0 record with 18 knockouts and the WBO belt. This isn't just a fight, it's a historic unification bout, a clash of titans vying for supremacy in the heavyweight division. The stakes couldn't be higher. Both men are unbeaten, both are champions, and only one will walk away with their legacy intact. The lights dim as the fighters make their entrances. Joshua strides out first, his chiseled frame draped in a white robe, exuding calm intensity. The crowd erupts, chanting his name, the hometown hero soaking in the energy. His eyes are locked, forward, focused, unyielding. Moments later, Parker emerges, his demeanor quieter but no less determined. The New Zealander, shorter at 6 feet 4 inches but agile, bounces lightly on his feet, his team hyping him up as he walks through a sea of flashing lights and roaring fans. The atmosphere feels like a powder keg, ready to explode as the ring announcer's voice booms, introducing the fighters. The crowd's energy surges, a tidal wave of noise crashing over the arena. Round 1 begins with a cautious dance. Joshua, leveraging his height and reach, snaps out a piston-like jab, testing Parker's defenses. Parker, nimble and elusive, circles the ring, his footwork crisp as he looks for openings. The first punches are tentative, each man measuring the other's power and speed. Joshua's jab lands cleanly, forcing Parker to reset, but the Kiwi responds with a quick combination, a left hook grazing Joshua's guard. The crowd roars with every exchange, sensing the tension of two champions feeling out a career-defining moment. The bell rings, and both fighters return to their corners, unscathed but wary, knowing the war has only just begun. As round 2 unfolds, Joshua starts to impose his physicality. His jab becomes a weapon, popping Parker's head back, while his right hand looms like a loaded gun. Parker, undeterred, slips under and fires a sharp body shot, aiming to slow the bigger man. The contrast in styles is stark. Joshua's methodical power versus Parker's speed and resilience. The crowd feeds off every moment, gasping as Joshua lands a heavy left hook that Parker absorbs with a grimace. Parker counters with a flurry, his hands quick, but Joshua's defense holds firm. The round ends with both men landing meaningful shots, a taste of the brutality to come. By round 3, the fight's rhythm emerges. Joshua controls the center, using his reach to keep Parker at bay. His jab is relentless, a battering ram that reddens Parker's face, but Parker's heart shines through. He ducks, weaves, and lands a crisp uppercut that draws a cheer from the neutral fans. The New Zealander's durability is remarkable. He takes Joshua's best shots and keeps coming forward. The referee watches closely as the fighters clinch briefly, their gloves tangled, each trying to assert dominance. The bell sounds and the crowd buzzes, sensing the fight could swing either way. Round 4 sees Joshua turn up the pressure. He stalks Parker, cutting off the ring, his combinations now flowing with intent. A vicious right hand lands flush on Parker's jaw, and the crowd leaps to its feet, expecting a knockout. But Parker, with the grit of a true champion, stays upright, shaking it off and firing back with a 3-punch combo that forces Joshua to cover up. The Kiwi's speed keeps him in the fight, his ability to slip Joshua's power shots frustrating. The Englishman. The round ends with both men trading blows in the center, neither willing to yield an inch. As the fight hits the middle rounds, the intensity escalates. Round 7 is a turning point. Joshua lands a thunderous right hand that snaps Parker's head back, the impact echoing through the stadium. For a moment, it seems Parker might crumble, but he stumbles, regains his footing, and fires back with a desperate flurry. The crowd is deafening, chanting AJ, AJ. His punches are heavier now, each one carrying knockout intent. Parker, though, is relentless, landing a stinging uppercut in round 9 that momentarily halts Joshua's momentum. The crowd is on edge, every punch a potential game changer. The fighters' corners scream instructions. Joshua's team urging him to close the show. Parker's pleading for more movement and counters. By round 10, fatigue creeps in. Joshua's punches, while still powerful, come a fraction slower. Parker, battered but unbowed, capitalizes with quick flurries, his hands blurring as he targets Joshua's body. The Englishman absorbs the shots, his granite chin holding up. But Parker's resilience keeps the fight competitive. The crowd senses the endgame approaching. Their cheers a mix of admiration and anticipation. Joshua lands a booming left hook, and Parker staggers. But the bell saves him from further punishment. The fighters touch gloves. A brief nod of respect in the heat of battle. Round 11 is a war of attrition. Joshua, sensing victory, unleashes a barrage, his combinations pinning Parker against the ropes. The New Zealander covers up, weathering the storm, then explodes with a counter that catches Joshua off guard. The crowd roars, split between the hometown hero and the defiant underdog. Parker's face is a mask of swelling and determination, his legs still moving, his fists still firing. Joshua, composed but breathing heavily, resets and stalks forward, his jab reasserting control. The round ends with both men standing toe-to-toe, trading blows as the bell rings. The final round, number 12, is a spectacle. Both fighters know the scorecards are tight. Joshua, the favorite, fights with urgency, his punches crisp and heavy. Parker, bloodied but unbroken, summons every ounce of energy, landing a sharp combination that draws a gasp from the crowd. The stadium is a cauldron of noise, fans screaming for their champion. Joshua's right hand lands again, rocking Parker, but the Kiwi refuses to fall. With seconds left, they trade furiously, each man emptying the tank in a final bid for glory. The bell rings, and the crowd erupts, both fighters raising their arms, exhausted but proud. The decision looms, the fighters embrace, a moment of mutual respect after a grueling battle. The announcer takes the mic, and the scores are read. 118 to 110, 118 to 110, 119 to 109. All for Anthony Joshua. The crowd explodes as Joshua's hand is raised, his record now 21-0. His titles unified. Parker's face is a mask of swelling and determination, his legs still moving, his fists still firing. Joshua, composed but breathing heavily, resets and stalks forward, his jab reasserting control. The round ends with both men standing toe-to-toe, trading blows as the bell rings. The final round, number 12, is a spectacle. Both fighters know the scorecards are tight. Joshua, the favorite, fights with urgency, his punches crisp and heavy. Parker, bloodied but unbroken, summons every ounce of energy, landing a sharp combination that draws a gasp from the crowd. The stadium is a cauldron of noise, fans screaming for their champion. Joshua's right hand lands again, rocking Parker, but the Kiwi refuses to fall. With seconds left, they trade furiously, each man emptying the tank in a final bid for glory. The bell rings, and the crowd erupts, both fighters raising their arms, exhausted but proud. The decision looms, the fighters embrace, a moment of mutual respect after a grueling battle. The announcer takes the mic, and the scores are read. 118 to 110, 118 to 110, 119 to 109. All for Anthony Joshua. The crowd explodes as Joshua's hand is raised, his record now 21-0. His titles unified with the WBO belt. Parker, gracious in defeat, nods to the crowd, his 24-1 record a testament to his courage. The post-fight interview captures Joshua's respect for his opponent, praising Parker's heart and skill. Parker vows to return stronger, his spirit unbroken. The highlights fade with slow motion replace Joshua's devastating right hand. Parker's defiant counters, the crowd's roar, the narrator's voice returns, solemn yet triumphant. March 31, 2018. A night etched in boxing history. Anthony Joshua solidifies his reign, but Joseph Parker proves he belongs among the elite. This is heavyweight boxing power, heart, and unyielding will. The screen fades to black. The words Joshua versus Wayfinder, unification glory lingering, as the music swells, leaving viewers with the echo of an epic